Bottom line, though, you wouldn't be in this position if you hadn't endorsed a candidate who was not seen as a backer of ethanol, correct?
I think that's a fair statement.
So why did you do it?
Because he's the right person to put America back on the rails. He's a full-spectrum constitutional...
You're talking about Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz. He's a full-spectrum constitutional Christian conservative, the smartest man that I have seen run for president, and one whose core values echo the core values of Iowa. And I went to him in June and said, Ted, I need you to embrace my position in full 100% support of the Renewable Fuel Standard. His answer to me was, I have introduced legislation that phases it down over 5 years. My word is my bond. Let's build a policy that's good for the industry so they can prosper, but I can't back up on my word. I set about doing that. That policy is written, but we couldn't introduce it because we got so many negative ads poured forth from the ARF starting December 1st that it would have just confused the issue. There are people in this state that believe that there's only one yardstick to measure a presidential candidate by, and that's a full 36 inches of support for the RFS and nothing else. If you can clear that hurdle, then they'll listen to the other things you have to say. I say we have far higher ideals than that. The Constitution would be one component itself that, I mean, I take an oath to support and defend the Constitution. And if I say, I'm not suggesting the RFS violates that, but that's a higher ideal.
Renewable Fuel Standard.
Yes.
Yes. Well, you've got a lot of ethanol plants in your district, though, and that it's a tough time for them right now. I mean, isn't supporting something less than a full-throttled, backing behind the Renewable Fuel Standard hurting industry in your own district?
Here's what the industry needs to know, and I want all my constituents to know this. Ted Cruz knows that if he's elected president, we'll be promoting the good things that support renewable fuels. And if he hangs on to the phase down of the RFS, he already knows he has to fight me on that. He'll have to fight Chuck Grassley on that. He'll have to fight the entire Corn Belt on that. So I intend to continue to defend the RFS and promote renewable fuels throughout. And I think it's a lot better to have somebody inside the White House, maybe with the key to the West Wing, figuratively speaking, than it is to pitch this fight that began by ARF. We didn't have to have this fight. They started this fight, they raised the money to do this, and they raised the profile of it. And when they came in someplace beyond first in Iowa, then it makes it harder for the industry. But Ted Cruz didn't want to have this fight or this argument. They forced it.